What's up guys, I'm back with another video and I will cut to the chase straight away. The entire point of this video is addressing a very simple, let's just say phenomena that's going on in the fitness world right now. It's the phenomena of ego lifting. Okay. Now, powerlifters and weightlifters have been blamed for this ego lifting phenomena, but I feel that it is, let's just say, a very individualistic point of view. Ego lifters can be normal weight training people as well, normal gym goers as well. So सबसे पहले आप पूछोगे ego lifting किस चिड़िया खाना, what the fuck is ego lifting? I'll tell you what ego lifting is. Ego lifting basically means that you're putting aside the correct form of an exercise, you're putting aside the rep range, and all you're doing is doing the exercise to satisfy your ego with heavy weight. It's basically trying to show off to people, okay, that how strong you are. Now, I'll be very truthful. 90% of the people join the gym to impress women or to impress the other guys, or if they were fat and don't want to be called fat or anything like that. So that is the main reason of those people actually joining the gym. So when they join the gym, they start to see gains, they start to get a lot stronger. They try to increase the weights that they're lifting just to show off. Okay, even if they're doing their exercise not even 50% correct, they will be hauling a lot of weight and they will be swinging the weight, rocking and rolling, but still they will be using that weight instead of dropping down the weight and doing the exercise correctly. So that is basically ego lifting. Shit form, heavy weight, that is what ego lifting is. Okay, so I'll give you an example. You must have seen a lot of people doing heavy barbell curls and all they're doing is using their lower back to bounce the weight up. That's ego lifting. I mean, yes, cheat curls are used, but not if you're doing cheat curls. Is basically a kind of an exercise where you use a little bit of momentum and then go slow on the negative repetition to use that heavy weight for the negatives. But what they do is they, first of all, this is the motion that is going on. This is the speed of actually moving the curl, and they use the lower back as well. So just an example, or using the bench press in which you're moving the weight about 1 inch. That is what ego lifting is about. Now, my point of view on ego lifting. There is a little bit of ego in all of us when it comes to lifting, and every one of us are proud of their numbers. But still, there should be a kind of sanity that should be maintained when you're going for lifting, because there is no point following crappy form and doing an exercise with very heavy amount of weight, because first of all you're inviting injury. Second, you're literally let's just say getting 50% of the gains of what you would get with less amount of weight with proper form. And I'm not saying picture perfect form, I'm saying good form, at least good form, correct form. Okay, so it's actually counterproductive. There's no point in it. Also, the second thing that I want to say is ego lifting is not powerlifting. Ego lifting is not weightlifting. Powerlifting is a sport where you have to do the exercises correctly. Now, quarter squatting with 200 kg does not make your squat 200 kg. 200 for a 200 kg proper squat, you need to hit the 90-degree depth, then get back up and be in control of the squat. The same thing can be said for the bench as well. I mean, benching 200 kg with 50 kg assistance from the spotter is not making your bench 200 kg. That is what ego lifting is all about. Making your spotter do all the work, using weights where you have to swing the weight and you're not in control of the motion. That stuff like that is ego lifting. So for ego lifting, all I have is a thumbs down. Never ego lift. I mean, a little here and there is okay, fine, but then ego lifting is a serious invitation to to get injury, and that is something that should be avoided. Now, the second part of the video is going to be ego-less lifting. Now, this is something which I think I'm the one who's just saying this term. There's nothing such as ego-less lifting, but what I'm saying is that there are some people whose minds have been corrupted to such a level, whether it be under a wrong trainer, whether it be watching YouTube videos of the pro bodybuilders, they kind of think that heavy weights are not necessary and not safe. So this is one point of view which I've also seen in the young individuals that currently go to the gym. which is that they have a point of view in which they think that they can grow big with light weights and ridiculously high amount of reps just because the pros actually did that. Now, they obviously, if they're newbies, they don't know the nuances behind how the pros actually got that big, or how the pros can train 3 times a day, twice a day at least, because they are having anabolics in their system. They're having different kinds of steroids in their system so that their body can actually recover and actually gain from whatever they're doing, whether it be high reps or low reps. They kind of think that if Phil Heath is doing something, that same thing is going to work for them as well. So you always see these pro bodybuilders, bar a few like Ronnie Coleman or Johnny Jackson or Branch Warren, you will see them generally training light. Okay, and for them it's very light. I mean, Kai Green squatting 60 kg, that is basically 135 pounds. That's ridiculously light for Kai Green. Okay, I mean, that is something he would curl for 30-40 reps. So them doing 40 reps with lightweight is them trying to let's just say maintain the longevity of their body, because they've already been training for 25-30 years. So their joints are fucked up, they have issues in different parts of the body, so they need to train light uh, in order to maintain their longevity, and for that they have actually taken steroids. So it will be an added advantage for them, because that steroid will help even those light reps count, light high reps count. For a beginner who's not have had any kind of strength experience before, or lifting experience before, if he starts off and continues with the light weights, there is no scope of actually growing, because he's not tearing down the fibers of his muscle. All he's doing is pumping blood, which yes will give you sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, I do agree, but even then you want a little bit of progressive overload and strength in your body, right? So that is one part of it, where they think that if anything works for a pro, it will work for them as well. So being unaware of what the background of the story is. The second part that is going to be there is, there are some people who've been instructed by some of the trainers or some of the YouTube gurus that heavy lifting is unsafe, and you can't do it without a proper spotter. That's bullshit. I mean, who is asking you to lift weight that you can't handle solo? But at least handle heavy enough weight to cause some kind of muscle fiber tear down, or some kind of strength gain. I mean, there is no point actually taking, if you can curl 15 kg, so taking a 5 kg dumbbell and curling it for 60 reps will not give you gains or thick muscle. It won't. If Phil Heath is doing it, Phil Heath is doing it with 30 years of experience and with steroids in his body. He has a proper coach. You have just heard from a random somebody that heavy weightlifting will injure you. Why will it injure you? Use your head. If you do an exercise correctly and don't ego lift, you will not get injured. Using heavy weights does not make you injured. Doing an exercise incorrectly is what makes you injured, is what gets you injured. Heavy weights does not equal injury. Bad form, bad technique, and not an ego lifting, that is what actually takes you closer to injury. So please don't shy away from using the heavy weights under these false guidance that has been, under these false facts that have been given to you by any random person, whether it be your trainer, whether it be a YouTube guru, whether it be me. Okay, even don't agree to me if I am saying that. Okay, heavy lifting is very important unless you're someone who's trained for 25 years and who has joints which are so fucked up that if now he continues heavy lifting, he won't be able to lift at all. So he has to train around and find new ways. If you're a young man who's 18 or 19 years old, heavy lifting is the way to go for you. Doing it correctly is very important to avoid injuries. So please make sure that you understand that there is a difference between ego lifting and heavy lifting. Heavy lifting means using heavy weights which you can control and do the exercise correctly with. Ego lifting means doing that exercise wrong with excessive weight which you can't handle. Okay, so yeah, that is let's just say, don't be an ego lifter, don't be an ego less lifter. Let's find a way somewhere in between and keep making those strength gains. See you.